Hi, I'm Nicola Amadora. I want to invite you to cultivate a capacity of how you can ride the waves and the storms, and really how to relate to your feelings. This is just a section on how to relate to your feelings in a healthy and liberating way, so that you are able to deal with anything that comes your way, and that you're able to feel alive and to root in love. I want to really mention something beforehand, because it's going around in the spiritual scene a lot, about negative and positive feelings, and that sometimes a myth is perpetuated that you should get rid of your negative, so-called negative feelings, and that your vibration will be lowered with bad feelings. If you look closely into that, if you come more from a, I come from more non-dual perspective, and also in, other very deep trainings with the Tibetans and with the Hindus and the Sufis and the Christians. But on a deepest level, this is what life has taught me, and I want to really bring that home to you. When we create the split of negative and positive feelings, we create a war. And the constant drive towards eradicating feelings that are uncomfortable, such as fear, grief, pain, anger, leads to a greater split in humans. And as I've seen also as a psychologist and a trauma therapist, it creates such a split that you feel way more disconnected from life, and you actually are not capable to show up. This is actually dangerous. So I want to invite you to see feelings, very simple, as a natural part of being human. You have sensations in the body, you have thoughts running through the mind, and you have feelings, emotion. It's part of you. It's part of all of our makeup, our basic human makeup. It's not that who we are is far greater than any emotion, sensation, or thought. However, if we want to really let the love, the compassion, the truth freely move through us, we need to liberate also our emotional body. We need to be able to be at ease with any feeling. It's like you want to see it as the color scheme. You know, nature, if we learn from nature, it doesn't just have the sunshine, it has the thunder, it has the dark, it has the rain, it has the storms, it has everything. So what you want to approach your emotional body with is actually that same view. These are the colors of life. They give spark to life. So there you have black and you have red, like the anger, and you have peachy, like soft, gentle. And you also have like lightning or jittering. So these are simply the richness of life, the richness of you being human. And let's just drop this for a moment, that certain feelings create bad vibrations. Of course, if you're surrounded by a lot of angry people, it doesn't feel so good. But here's the difference. When you're surrounded by people who are capable of riding their anger, of riding through the fear, what you experience is actually liberation, freedom, aliveness. So the feeling itself is not a problem. It's the way how we relate to feelings. I'm going to say this again because it's actually very important. How we relate to feelings is what either brings suffering or liberation. So the first step is really to say yes to all the colors of your emotions. To say yes to them as a way they express the different colors of life, of love itself, of your being, your essence, that what is deeper. And when those feelings get stuck in us, let's say you have fear stuck in you, and every time you go to sleep, you feel this level of anxiety. That means you have stuffed it and it's coming up at night because you have less defenses. Or you have anger stuck in you. And when you talk to a friend or a partner or someone in the world, you can feel this underneath your voice, and you lash out suddenly. It means you have anger stuck in you. Some people have joy stuck in them. Some people have laughter stuck in them because they never allow it. So the key is to liberate those stuck places inside of us. To liberate and let the emotions flow freely. Emotion means to be in movement. When you really let the emotions flow freely, you notice no emotion stays for very long. It just moves through you. It's like a river. And some people say, I don't need my feelings. And you notice how they cut off and they live from up here. But have you noticed that when you do that yourself or when others do that, there's no more heart availability? And the heart is that what allows us to have compassion, empathy, to love and to be loved. But also the heart, there's courage in there. And so when we just live from up here, it's like being a robot. You're afraid of life, you're afraid of hurt, you're afraid of others, and you just cut off from here. You function very well, but what a sad story. A person lives only in their head. They don't feel anything anymore because the feelings are the key to our heart. So cut off one feeling, you cut off part of your heart and your belly, your gut, your root to the earth. It's like you don't feel grounded anymore. You can't be fully present anymore. You feel disconnected from life itself and others and this beautiful, terrible world. And why would you be fully showing up and being, encountering those sometimes really uncomfortable emotions? Why would you want to deal with that? Well, do you want to be connected? Do you want to live in love? Do you want to be liberated, live freely? be open, have compassion. Do you want the deep connection with spirit and each other and the joy? Then let's go right into it. Let's meet maybe what you've been hiding from, or or been avoiding since forever long. It can be just very small things, and it can be deep. So I'm not going to take you into a very deep road here, because there might be trauma, and we're not dealing with that here. I just want to give you so-called an intro talk. And anyway, it's just to play with the colors a little bit, to actually let yourself feel in this moment what you're feeling. Sometimes it's just numbness. Whatever it is, maybe you experience a tinge of annoyance, maybe you experience a tinge of joy. And just invite you to just breathe into that. And what we want to do is like really feel that in your body, so that it's like a sensation in the body. Maybe you have a sense of joy right now, or that is a sensation of warmth in your chest, or you have a jittering in the belly. That's the sensation of fear. Or pounding in your solar plexus, in the up the navel there. There's maybe pounding of anger. So just really lightly, we're going to touch what your present in this moment experience is. What feeling is here? You just name it for yourself. Maybe it has no name. You feel it as a sensation in your body. And you give it simply the acknowledgement. Yes, this is what's here. And your breath. Just breathe into that area. This feeling is not a problem. It's just gotten stuck. It's like a child who's gotten stuck in a closet. Sometimes there's fear of like, oh my God, if I let all my sadness come out, it will never stop. Yeah, that's how it can feel. It's just been stuffed down for so long. But you will find when it comes out, it can be overwhelming. But when you ride it really through, you will feel such aliveness and such love. So we're not going to force anything. That's also important. As you bring your breath through it, I want to invite you to also feel what holds you. What holds you is not a concept or an image. What you use, the easiest way is to feel the couch or the chair that holds you. Let your weight drop into it. And then drop down further and feel that the earth holds you. And you just lean into it. Because why do we need to feel held? In order to deal with things that are difficult, it's really important to feel held. Because when you feel held, you relax and you have greater breath, greater capacity available to deal with whatever comes your way. So as you drop down, again, we go and check in. What's the feeling now? Not what the feeling was yesterday or the story about it, or why you should have or shouldn't have that feeling. That's a common story people do. Or why it's bad to have this feeling. So drop below the discussion about the feeling and simply feel with curiosity, because curiosity gives us courage. What feeling is here? What color is here in you? Breathe into it, acknowledge it with a yes. Then notice what happens. We're not looking for fixing the feeling or changing the feeling. Remember, we're welcoming a lost child back. Maybe an angry child or a sad child. And then you keep taking refuge in what holds you. So we're doing titrating. That's what it's called. Resource and meet the feeling. Just for a minute. Resource and meet the feeling. Just for a minute. So the system doesn't get overloaded. And notice, how is this experience now? Within you, within your body, within your being. Do you feel a little bit more alive or less? Do you feel a little bit more connected or less? And then whatever feeling is present for you, whether that's joy or pain, I invite you to touch it, not only with your breath, but with your hand. Like put it somewhere in the body where that feeling is alive. And simply say, like I'm going to say to you right now, I am here with you. And notice what happens. And so this is then where you can allow more of that to simply feel the feeling without drowning in it, without disassociating from it, without rejecting or fixing it. You're just learning to navigate the waves. And there will be bigger waves and there will be smaller waves, but wherever you are in your capacity of riding the waves of the ocean of life, you can always use this very simple beginning practice. Even if you're in the midst of the great seas and the grief pounds through you, again, you can begin with this simple way that I just showed you. So to our aliveness in the midst of the storm, to our connectedness, no matter what happens, and to the waves of life itself. To notice your heart right now. And maybe you have developed just a little bit more of courage, because that's what we need in such a time as this. And if you feel moved to join any of my retreats or online courses, you can check it out on nicolaamadora.com. I send you all my love. Bye-bye.